All right, so we are looking right now at EFUT. This is one of my long-term picks. It is up 55% after hours after reporting just blowout earnings. Here it is after hours. People just love it. And I want to show you, how I spotted this months ago because I think it's very useful for you to understand because, you look at this chart and you're like, there's nothing there. It has spiked in the past. And, those of you who are Small Cap Millionaire newsletter subscribers, you understand that this spikes a lot. In 2013, it spiked once in March, once in August, a little spike here in October. 2014, we had a spike in January, a spike in March, and a spike in August. So roughly 3 spikes per year. And now EFUT, this is the first spike, and this is actually pretty significant because this is on the back of earnings, and earnings are growing nicely. They have this whole product in China where you can basically order something at a retail store through your phone and then go pick it up at the store. And this is kind of the new age of mobile shopping, and it's a big hit. And I bought this stock in late 2014. I bought it at first at 493 because I said I bought this Alibaba wannabe, and this was after it had already spiked. I probably chased it a little bit, but they compared their product to Alibaba, and at the time Alibaba was one of the hottest stocks. And then I added to my position at 456, and then I added again at 416. And this is what I said, my last buy, I said we just need more PRs about their fast-growing MyStore product. And now we finally have it. And, I'm not perfect. I'm not even going to say that I made money on this because I didn't. I sold too soon. But I do take pride in the fact that I was eventually right. And this is the beauty of my long-term newsletter. Those of you who are in my short-term newsletters, you know that I have patience problems. You know that, any number of issues. And I'm transparent about it all because I'm still profitable overall. But this is one of my best long-term picks, and it's because I anticipated that their mobile shopping product would eventually get news. I underestimated how long it would take. I underestimated my patience. So definitely shame on me for not giving it more time. But frankly, it just there's only so much patience I can have. This is a good lesson now, though, for me. And this lesson is not just for you, it's to help me reinforce when I'm invested. I have several long-term picks right now. I'm going to give them some more time. This really validates my thinking. At first I thought I was like crazy. I was like, this company does like, it's like a mini Alibaba and they spike multiple times per year. Why is it not spiking? And of course for, I held this thing for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months and it just didn't spike, didn't even have any signs. And now this earnings report. So great reminder to me that when I have an idea, a long-term idea about a stock, I should give it some more time sometimes. I'm not as bad at long-term picking as I thought I was. I've had a few big winners. My biggest winner was RESN, buying it right here at 7 before it went to 20, and then VUZI. I was buying it all the way in here in the 2s, and I'm very proud of one Small Cap Millionaire subscriber, especially. His name is Shy Guy, and he held it for several months, and he made $22,000. I just got a message from one Small Cap Millionaire subscriber, and he made $20,000 plus on EFUT. So I love it when subscribers do better than me, because I'm not a perfect trader. I really am not, but I do have a good framework, and I think I'm a good enough teacher to really get these concepts across to you. So before I talk any more about any other stocks, I just get this question all the time, and it kills me. This is from a guy named Max. He says, I need help during the pot stocks boom in 2014. I foolishly listened to the Wolf of Wall Street on Twitter, invested all of my life savings in marijuana stocks. I am now at a 98.7 unrealized losses. Those stocks have either crashed or been suspended. Please ask Tim if I could talk to him one-on-one via email or phone. I need this help. I want to see if I can recover my losses. I want to come back to trading properly this time. I don't know which option to choose, silver or buy the DVDs. I would like to learn the lessons online. but I'm not doing anything until I talk to Tim. He is the only one who can point me in the right direction at this point. I'm sorry to hear, Max. I really hate when people lose, 30, 40, 50, 70, 90, 95, 100% of their money. Marijuana stocks were hot in 2014, but you also have to understand that, you can't just hold these stocks forever and hope. Especially, at some point you were down 50%, down 70%. Right now, maybe you're down 98.7%, but along the way, you had ample opportunity to exit these positions at smaller losses. And if you're like pretty much everybody else who goes down with this ship in these kinds of companies, you have too much patience. I have a problem of not having enough patience on a stock like EFUT, where I was down, like 40, 50 cents, and now I'd be up, $2 a share. So that's my issue. But when I'm wrong, I cut losses. And so you'll never see me down 98% or 90% or 80 or even 50 or even 30%. I cut losses quickly. So while sometimes I'm wrong about, the timing, as I was with my EFUT sell, and I wish, I still had a position today, or else I would be a lot happier. But it's better to, get out of a stock too quickly than give it too much time. I will never have a dramatic loss. I might not capture all the potential profits, but I have captured 4.2 million in profits over the years, so it's not that bad. So with regards to your question, Max, I definitely recommend you getting, let me write it here, my howtomakemillions.com 35-hour DVD. This is my newest DVD, and it is my most comprehensive. Let me bold it. Make it huge so that you understand that I think this is the way to start before you do anything, because it's 35 hours. It goes over the brokers, the patterns, when I make mistakes, the lessons, the rules, so I don't lose 30, 40, 50, 70, 90%. It might sound simple to you, some of my rules, but simple works. And there's also a lot of subtleties and a lot of little rules. So I highly encourage you to start with that. It's just $297 for 35 hours. It is the single best deal that I've ever had, and it all goes to charity. We've now raised over $300,000 for charity. So that is the starter. If you watch it and you really want to do more, then apply for my trading challenge. Get into the alerts and the watch list and the commentary. But at first, watch this DVD, because it really encapsulates everything that I do, everything that I've learned, everything that I teach, not just me, but also 5 other very successful traders. They are featured in some never before seen clips. You really have to choose, is trading and is the stock market for you? I don't ever want to see an email from you again, Max, saying you've lost almost all your money or even 50% of your money. That is not acceptable. You really need to learn rule number 1 about cutting losses quickly. I don't care how excited you are about a stock. You need to have a plan before you get into the stock. And too many people, I get so many emails like this. And don't blame the Wolf of Wall Street or Weed Street, whatever he was called on Twitter. He was just a guy. He was riding the pop boom. He started with a few thousand. He banked. He is not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. Place the blame or credit by yourself. I can show you rules, and I think my rules work well. The Wolf of Weed Street's rules have a lot of issues. When I was getting in fights with the whole wolf pack, I was saying, you guys understand that your marijuana penny stocks, I don't care what about the legalization, they look like freaking penny stock pump and dump charts. Here's what they look like in the end. They will all crash. And I was getting rebuffed by people saying, rule number 1, never sell. That's what Warren Buffett says. And Warren Buffett is investing in blue chip companies, not the sketchiest marijuana stocks in the world. And too many people just didn't want to sell. They didn't want to cut losses. And that sucks. Even me as this multimillionaire trader, and I'm winning 3 out of 4 times on every trade, I cut losses quickly. That is how I survive. So you cannot ignore rule number 1 and expect to be okay. With a stock like EFUT, I did cut losses, but with long term, it's a little different. You want to give it some time, and with this one, I turned out to be dead right in my thinking. I didn't give it the extra month that it needed to really play out. So that was my bad, but you know, I'll be okay because I'm still up. You know, already in the first 2 months of 2015, I'm up like 30,000. You know, it's not the end of the world for me, and I'm trading with a very small account. So congrats to all of you Small Cap Millionaire subscribers who are still long EFUT. Or even if you're not long and you at least see it, you see the potential now. You see that, you know, when I'm down 20, 30, 40, 50 cents a share, it's bad, but, you know, I'm never down more than 10%, 15% of my money on any long-term pick. And now, you know, it coulda, woulda, shoulda been a 20, 30% winner. So it's weird how it works with long-term. It's not an exact science, but this gives me even more confidence in my current long-term picks, and I'm going to give them the time that they deserve because I've done my research. So congrats to everybody on EFUT. Max, Wolf of Weed Street followers, guys got to learn to cut losses quickly. And, you know, if you want to learn my trading rules, definitely get this howtomakemillions.com 35-hour charity DVD. You go to howtomakemillions.com. You know, I don't make a dime from it. Some people say, oh, Tim, you just want to sell more DVDs. I don't care about selling this DVD. It doesn't benefit me in any way. It all goes to charity, so you're actually doing the world good, and you're doing yourself good by, you know, learning key rules and learning key patterns. So that is my top advice to you guys right now. But I hate getting emails from people who lose a lot of money. You know, you really need to cut that off. I don't have everything figured out. I haven't made 40 million or 400 million, but I have rules that protect me, and that's why I don't have big losses, and that's the value of my 15 years of experience, which I share openly with you guys. So thank you very much, and have a good night. Max, let's get you on track. Thank you.